When you consider escaping your financial situation, what are some of the key markers that you consider to be things that would make a difference for you? As you try to elevate yourself and build your wealth portfolio, what are some of the significant milestones that you believe that you need to reach? Well, when I managed to save my first £10,000, everything changes in my circumstances at that point. And I want to share how that made a significant and profound difference for me and my future in this video. Welcome or welcome back to Ira Living. In this video, we're going to be looking at how saving £10,000 can make a significant difference to your financial emancipation and your wealth building. When I was in high school, it must have been year 9 or year 10, I wanted to make sure that I made my mother's birthday a very special and memorable one for her. And so I purposed in my mind from the start of the academic year that I was going to be saving as much of my money that I could in order to buy her a birthday gift. Now, I grew up in a time and a society where I did not have the privilege of allowance, and I did not have the privilege of excess amount of pocket money. So my primary amount of money that I have was just the money that I needed to go to school for my travel and for my lunch. And therefore, I was going to be saving from this. The thing here is, though, that I had the benefit of time on my hands because my mother's birthday wasn't until the May of the next year. Therefore, I could save from the September all the way around almost a year of savings before I would need to buy my mother this birthday gift. And I made sure to go into the store and look at what it is that I wanted to get her so that I had an idea of a price range, and I started to save towards my goal. And every time that I would count up how much money I have, I would go back and check to see if they still have the item that I wanted to get her. And fortunately, it was still there. When I was finally able to buy her that gift and got it wrapped and took it home, it was such a joy to see the expression that it brought to my mother's face, where I could see the pride and the joy that she was able to get such a blessing, knowing full well that I didn't have the means to do it. And so she understood that it was a sacrificial gift that I was giving her. It was also for me a sense of realization of my accomplishment, my tenacity, my determination. It gave me a sense of confidence in my ability to do the things that I set my mind to. And it was even recently that my mom mentioned about this gift to me. And therefore, I can recognize that several years later, it is still something that has framed an impression on her, because it wasn't a gift she was expecting. And I noticed the way in which she treasured that gift all of these years. And therefore, I wanted to highlight the importance of what it feels like when you save. So especially when you are saving from a place where you do not believe that you have the capacity to do it, but you're making the sacrifice to make it your possibility, that confidence that it brings, that showcasing of the fact that you have the ability to accomplish things that you set yourself to do and meet your goals and milestone is a significant part of it. And we're going to be looking at some of the other things that it opens up for you when you're able to hit that milestone of saving £10,000. For those people who want to know how I was able to do this, I have produced a video on here as to how I saved my first £10,000, and I would suggest that you go back and have a look at that if you wanted to get an insight in how I was able to do that and be able to replicate something similar in your circumstance as well. There are 5 things that I'm going to share with you as to how saving that £10,000 made a difference in my life. Now, the first thing I want to share with you is that when I was able to save this, it gave me a level of flexibility, because it enables me to recognize that should anything happen, I have a little bit of money that I could fall back on. And therefore, I could make certain decisions that I would otherwise have been unable to make because of the fact that I was definitely relying on having that income and needing a prescribed amount each month. But this £10,000 gave me the room to have a little bit of flexibility for my own well-being, and therefore I could make certain decisions and prioritize certain situations a little bit more than if I did not have that £10,000. The second thing that it gave me was the opportunity to be able to better pay off any debts that I had. Having that £10,000 gave me the opportunity to clear off a significant amount of my debt, and for the first time outside of a mortgage, to be absolutely debt free. And therefore it gave me room for me to be able to grow in other areas that those debts were limiting me from pursuing or progressing in. Thirdly, it gave me the peace of mind that emergencies can be attended to in an efficient way should they arise. And so it became the seed of my emergency fund, so that in the event that I needed to do anything or address anything urgently, I had an opportunity to be able to do so. And soon I was not relying on it anymore to be my emergency fund, because I was gradually building out an emergency fund that would be separate and apart from that £10,000 savings. And that was possible because I already had that £10,000 set aside and was able to use that same strategy to pay down my debt and now set up an emergency fund. That £10,000 gave me an opportunity to decide on whether or not I want to set up an investment. And it creates an opportunity for you to be able to decide whether or not you want to go into investment and use it as your investment fund. Now, when you go into investment, it's simply your means of how you're going to earn outside of your everyday 9 to 5 that you do, or the professional career that you currently aspire to. What are some of the other ways that you can earn money that will go towards the future that you have planned for yourself? For some people, this might be the stock market. For other people, this might be real estate. For some people, it might be commodities, along with a list of various vehicles that you can take. And if you want to know more about investment vehicles, then we also have a video that you could go and watch, and I will pin it here for you to go and have a look at if that interests you. This £10,000 saving is a crucial milestone in your attempt to build wealth, if that is something that you're aspiring to do. If you want to go beyond just financially emancipated or financially free or financially independent, then it gives you that stepping stone that you need to be able to start to build out a portfolio that can serve you long into your future. And so it gives you the opportunity to be able to manage income, and manage income because you're going to need to be doing things. Although it might not be taking up a large amount of your time, you're still going to be doing things in order to ensure that that income comes into you in a way that is going to be substantially beneficial to you and to your future. And when you are able to start to do that, exponentially you're increasing, because you recognize that you started out with £10, which then gradually becomes £100, which then becomes £1,000, and before you know it, you're at £10,000. And the journey for your progressive curve from here is an exponential curve that just curves up as you continue to save or to invest and build out managed income for yourself, for your family, and create a legacy for the future generations. What impact do you believe that saving £10,000 or its equivalents in your currency would have on the trajectory of your life and the aspiration to the vision, the ambitions, and the dreams that you have, that you are working towards? Tell us in the comments down below. Have you managed to save £10,000, and what impact did it have on you and on changing the trajectory of your life? Please tell us in the comment down below. We would like to hear from you. Remember, financial literacy is revolutionary. It has transformed my life, and I believe it can do the same to yours.